Hey everyone, today's video is about when you throw up blood after an argument. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And let's get going. The air crackled with tension as you stood facing Bakugou, the weight of unspoken words hanging heavy between you. The argument had escalated very quickly, fueled by anger and frustration, until it seemed as if the very walls of your shared apartment were shaking with the force of your emotions. "I can't do this anymore, Katsuki," you said, your voice trembling with barely contained emotion. I I need some space." Bakugo's eyes narrowed. His jaw clenched tight as he struggled to rein in his temper. "What do you mean, space?" he growled, his voice laced with barely concealed fury. "You're not going anywhere." But you were already turning away, unable to bear the intensity of his gaze any longer than this. The weight of his anger pressed down on you like a suffocating blanket, squeezing the breath from your lungs until you felt as if you were drowning in a sea of emotions. As you made your way to your bathroom, the familiar sensation of nausea churned in the pit of your stomach, threatening to overwhelm you. You barely had time to brace yourself against the sink before a wave of dizziness washed over you. The taste of bile burning at the back of your throat. And then, almost without warning, it happened. You doubled over, a sharp pain ripping through your chest. As you coughed up blood, the metallic tang of it staining your lips and dripping into the pristine white porcelain of the sink. For a moment, you were frozen, in shock, the reality of what happened sinking in, like a lead weight in your chest. But then, panic set in, your heart pounding in your ears as you struggled to make sense of the crimson stain marring the pristine white of the sink. "Bakugou," you called out, your voice trembling with fear as you stumbled out of the bathroom, blood still dripping from your lips. "Bakugou, help me." Seconds later, he was by your side, his expression a mixture of concern and guilt as he took in the sight before him. "What the hell happened?" he demanded, his voice tight with worry. You shook your head, unable to form coherent words, as tears welled up in your eyes. "I don't know," you whispered hoarsely, your voice barely audible over the pounding of your heart. I felt so angry." Bakugo's expression softened, his hands gentle as he helped you sit down on the couch. He's such a stark contrast to the intensity of his anger just moments before. "Look, we'll figure this out later," he said quietly. "But right now, we really need to get to the hospital." He gathered you up in his arms, cradling you close, as if to shield you from the world. You couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos, for in that moment, you clung to each other in the aftermath of the storm. You know that no matter what trials lie ahead, you would face them together, bound by love that was as fierce as it was fragile. At the hospital, the waiting room seemed to stretch endlessly. Each moment ticked by, agonizingly slow, as you sat huddled together with Bakugou. His hand never left yours, a constant source of comfort and reassurance amidst the chaos of your thoughts. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, a doctor emerged from the depths of the hospital corridors, his expression grave as he approached you. "Are you Ion?" he asked, his voice gentle, yet filled with a tang of concern. You nodded, your throat tight with an anxiety as you waited for your diagnosis. The doctor sighed, running a hand through his hair. "I'm afraid we'll have to run some tests to determine the cause of your symptoms. It could be a number of things, but given your recent stress and emotional distress, It's possibly that your symptoms are psychosomatic in nature. The words hung heavy in the air, a weighty reminder of the toll that your strained relationship with Bakugou had taken on your mental and physical health. Bakugou's grip on your hand tightened, his eyes filled with guilt and remorse. "I'm sorry, Ryan," he whispered hoarsely, his voice barely audible, over the din of the bustling hospital. You turned to him, the weight of his words pressing down on you like a leaden burden. "It's not your fault, Katsuki. I mean, it's probably my fault too. We've both let things spiral out of control, but I'm sure we'll get through it together. I'm just sure of it. Okay? So don't worry about anything at all." Bakugou's eyes softened, a hint of gratitude shining through him. "I love you," he murmured, his voice raw with emotion. "Me too," you replied, your voice trembling with sincerity. And as you sat together in the sterile confines of the hospital waiting room, the fractures in your relationship seemed to fade away, replaced by a newfound determination to heal and rebuild what had been broken. For in that moment, as you faced uncertainty of the future together, you would emerge stronger, bound by a love that was as resilient as it was fragile. As the doctors let you both, too, undergo the necessary tests, you exchanged a silent vote to confront whatever challenges lay ahead. Hand in hand, hours passed in a blur of medical examinations and waiting, each moment dragging on as you clung to the hope of a diagnosis that would lead to healing. Finally, the doctor returned with the results, his expression softer than it was before as he delivered the news. "It appears that this cause of your symptoms is indeed psychosomatic," he explained, his tone gentle yet reassuring. "But with proper care and support, you should be able to overcome this." Relief flooded through you, mingled with a sense of gratitude for the opportunity to start anew. Bakugou's hand tightened around yours, a silent promise of unwavering support and love. And as you left the hospital, the weight of the recent turmoil began to lift, replaced by a renewed sense of hope and determination. Together, you both embarked on a journey of healing and self-discovery, guided by the strength of your bond and the promise of a brighter future. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And goodbye!